I think me and Chris were the same. We have a friend who basically puts up for the audition. I think Johnson already had the gig, and it was just us and Henry Hay, the MD, who'd MD'd it in America, was here to set the show up.
It was quite weird when I kind of went in there, and there was quite a few other. Obviously, there was like the drums, and everyone else was playing their instruments, and I didn't really know anyone else in there. Came out after, and it turns out that none of us had ever really done musical theatre before. Henry, when he auditioned everyone, had a very set thing in his mind about how he wanted the show to sound.
Look up here, I'm in heaven.
Yeah, it's like a proper band, you know. We have our little band meals and stuff, and it's been great. There's been some amazing moments. My favourite moment actually was quite early on, working with Henry in the rehearsal spaces. He was playing us voice notes, wasn't he, off his phone? Voice notes of him and Bowie chatting through. Henry was at the piano, and he was like, oh, this song needs to be a bit like this because, and would play us these voice notes of those guys chatting through everything. That was pretty special.
It's not just straight reading it and straight kind of playing it. There's a lot of interpretation, and obviously Bowie had some really strict ideas on, certain songs have to have a very specific character. Like there's all the young dudes when we do that. He said you've got to just be very loose, very kind of greasy is a word that he used himself, and just drunk. Yeah, and it kind of you don't have to worry about playing bad notes if it's kind of in the realm of the feel that he was after. So every song is just like you've got to put a different hat on, and you're just straight into it. And you invariably it's always from a balls out kind of rocker to this, very sensitive, delicate moment. So there's not really any. It doesn't kind of keep you comfortable at any point. I don't feel. Bowie kind of intended it to just be, throwing everything on its head the whole time. So.
I'm using an Epiphone, the Jack Cassidy signature bass, which is really nice. I've fallen in love with that bass, actually. I really like it. And in rehearsals, I think it was that perfect sort of tone. It's really honky. Got a 5-string because quite a few of them need to drop down to that low B. And I've got a few preamps that I'm running them through, a rusty bass box and the EP booster.
I've got an old 64 330 and a little Les Paul special.
I'm using a 63 ES 335 block, which is a really beautiful guitar. A 2016 Les Paul standard, and then we use the Kemper Profiler, which is like, I'm just blown away with that thing because it responds like an amp. It's got all the sag. But yeah, straight out of the box sounds great. You can integrate all your effects and just set them all up.
I've got drama, can't be stolen.
I've used Elixir for years, actually. I seem to have quite a acidic sweat. I was nicknamed Rusty quite a lot. No one ever lets me play their guitars because I just knacker the strings. A set of strings would last a gig at tops for me. So I think I've changed them once on the 330 on this 3 months. They just go on and on, really.
One of the directions was you've got to kind of play pretty dangerously every night. So we are belting them.
They just sound fresh all the time. I've put them on at the start of the run. Still sound great. Other strings, whether I've tried a bass in a shop, there seems to be this kind of weird drag. As soon as I get on any of mine, which I'd always had the Elixirs on, and just you can move about up and down the fretboard so effortlessly. It's so weird that strings can make that much difference within your playing. So I think as soon as it felt so easy to move about, I was just like, I'm never moving from these strings. They seem to constantly keep at that level of freshness. man, they feel great and they last for ages. Sounds like it's the same with the guitars as well. It's a win-win.
For my part, it's constantly going between, letting loose and then very, very written specific sections. I try and switch it up every night and make it something different because, it's got to be a little bit risky, it's got to be a bit dangerous. So, and just to keep it fresh for everyone, I think everyone in the band is not just strictly reading it because of the nature of the kind of band that they wanted.
Genuinely love playing rhythm guitar. It's my kind of favourite thing to do, to be honest, to be just in that sort of rhythm section thing. But like you say, it's supposed to be a bit on edge, a bit kind of, it could fall over at any point. And that makes it exciting, doesn't it? So.
With this show, it's like a really nice mixture, like Johnson said before, of doing your own thing with the songs and then also following the charts.
Weirdly, last night I actually watched the show and it kind of changed how I felt about it quite a lot. So just to see it from the other side and see why the arrangements were done the way they were done and how they fit in the context of the play. So that was the thing that was great for me.
In rehearsal, it was quite interesting because we actually got to push it, didn't we, in different parts to see how far we could take it, and then we'd get reined in. I remember Henry told me off one day, someone said something like, "It's not a bass solo."
So high it makes my brain whirl.
It's an unbelievable privilege, I think, knowing how much it meant to David, and Henry as well was very close to him, and it made us all want to do it as good as we possibly could, to be the best we could possibly be, to be as near to what David wanted as it could be. And it is, I think, a privilege is the only thing I can think, really. It's been amazing.
It was packed for the 2-week run of previews, which is apparently unheard of in theatre, and every night, standing ovations, and you look out in the audience and there's people with tears streaming down their face. It is a really special show, and it's a great privilege to be part of his final work.
I was looking for your ass.
It'll never happen in this way again. This cast and this people directly linked with Bowie. What you see here is exactly how he wanted it, and he also wanted it to be this scale and in London, his home country, his hometown.
Just like that bluebird.
Interpreting his tunes has been fantastic. It's just been a great few months.
Just like that bluebird.
It's obviously very special, it's Bowie's last ever work, and just great to work with Henry again and these guys. Met a really great band through it, and it's been an awesome experience.
Just like